I've created a lot of my best blog posts while I was driving. Obviously, I wasn't typing or looking at my screen, but what I was doing was speaking the content that I wanted to have in the blog post. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that process looks like so that you can emulate it and use it in your own blogging workflow so you can dramatically boost the amount of content that you create and really increase your overall productivity as a content creator. What's up, everybody? This is Nate McAllister. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to get 2 to 3 affiliate marketing related videos every week, be sure to hit subscribe. Also, if you enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up button so I know what to keep creating for you guys. All right, let's talk about my voice to text method. This is obviously not something that I created. People have been doing it for a long time, but I found it super valuable for a number of reasons. Number one, it lets me do something while I'm driving. I like to stay busy. And I know some people just like to enjoy the commute, and that's awesome. Do that if that's you. But for me, if I'm driving alone, I kind of like to be doing something. Number two, it helps me actually flesh out my ideas so that I can have more clarity when I actually go to put them onto the screen. I've found many times that I'll be speaking through a topic and I'm like, oh, actually, I don't understand this as well as I thought I did, or this sounds kind of weird. And also by speaking it, it helps me achieve that conversational type of tone that I try to get in all of my content. So by doing this, I feel like I always create much better content, and it's also just way more productive. It helps me maintain a level of productivity even when I'm doing something as monotonous as driving. But like I said, if you enjoy your commute, go for it. My commute's not super long. I drive to my office. It's about 10 minutes max if there's traffic. And just in that amount of time, though, I can crank out a blog post, because typically reading a blog post is between 5 to 10 minutes for a 1,000 word, 2,000 word post. So you can really do a blog post every day if you're talking through it. All right, so let me show you the exact process that I use. So first, all that you need is something to record with. And that could be your phone. You don't even necessarily need a mic of any kind. You can just speak into it, or you can just use your headphones. I use my Apple AirPods, and those work fine. The audio quality itself does not matter unless you're trying to put this into like a podcast or something. And if that is the case, I would recommend having mercy on your audience and not doing that. I would recommend getting a good mic so that it sounds better. But if you are just trying to create the content, you just need it so that it is easy to hear, easy to understand, and that everything you're saying is enunciated well and someone can transcribe it. You want it to be really clear too if you want to save money on the transcription part, because there's a couple of softwares that do auto transcribing. And if you can use one of those services, it'll save you a lot of money. I usually use a tool called Descript, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but you can do whatever you want. Honestly, just using the smartphone and then uploading it to a tool like Rev and using just their automated software makes it very easy to do this. Also, I have links to all of these resources down below in the description. I have links to Rev. I have links to Descript, which is the tool that I use. So first, let me show you how I'd go about doing it if I was doing it in Rev. Okay, so first you will have to have a Rev account and a card on file for this to actually work. But you can get the Rev app completely for free on iOS or Android. It works as its own voice recorder. So here's some examples of recordings I made in the past. I can click on them and then I can view the transcripts that I've created in there already. Also, I can view these online, so I can copy this text as I need. The app's not super great for actually copying that text to bring it somewhere usable. So I could also airdrop this or share it in another way. But typically I'll just log into rev.com on the desktop.
Website called Stack Social. I don't think that that's still active.
Notice it doesn't sound amazing. Okay, so let's just record a demo here really quick. Pause. I'm gonna call this demo 1. Save and transcribe. And like I said, it's either the $1.25 per minute, or we can do it with the Rev app on the desktop to get that lower price. So if I wanted to do the desktop app, I would just open a basic voice memo tool, like the built-in one here on iOS. Just record a super short little thing here, just like 6 seconds. And then I will share that via airdrop. So if you're not using Mac, you can't do airdrop, but you can email it to yourself if you're on something else. Whatever it is, just make sure you can get it over to your actual computer. From here, we'll just open up the Rev app. We have the file now on my desktop. Now I'll click on Place New Order, Automatic Transcriptions. This is the cheaper options, 25 cents per minute. I just have to find that file, and then I would check out, and it would be 25 cents. If I wanted to get it better, I could just do that 1 minute. Obviously, just for the example, this is a tiny little sample. I usually never do anything that's under 5 minutes on these. As I said, I would show you, this is what I'm actually using now, which is Descript. So I just upload the audio just like I do with Rev, except for this is going to transcribe it and it's not charging me every single time that I do it. And I can just copy all this text. And now let's get into the next part. My process is going to be different. My process is involving Surfer SEO, but most of you aren't watching this because you're using Surfer SEO. So I'm just going to show you what it would look like uploading it straight into WordPress. So let's go ahead and open up one of my old transcription files. And once we have that, the simplest thing to do is just do a select all, copy, and let's go into WordPress, just paste that as a text block. And now it is broken down. The only thing that we would need to change is all these speaker spots. As a pro tip, when you're recording your audio, you should try to do things like say out loud, new heading, or say out loud, find link, or add image. Stuff like that will make it easier when you go to upload it, so you can actually have a reminder of what you were planning on doing. You know, if you have an idea where you wanted to say something that was like a statistic, but you didn't have a reference to it, make a link to that and say, literally out loud, find a reference. But having those is not a bad thing, because typically those are good spots for headers, because it's where we kind of broke. So as you see here, number 1, manage your bookmarks, blah, blah, blah. So to break this apart, I would come through here and I would add things like H2. So I would say, okay, and that would just kind of go down for all of the different points, right? So like here's another one. And then I would just mess around with it and I would add, you know, all of my images and everything like that. And I would just make it look like a nice blog post. However, I don't love doing that straight into WordPress. Typically, I like to upload it first into a proofreading tool like Pro Writing Aid. So if you have a proofreading tool, definitely upload it to that first. Because like I said, if you're doing that 25-cent transcription, you are going to have a lot of typos. Not a lot, but you'll have some typos. All right, so let's go ahead and just open that up. All right. And then we come to real time and it's going to go through and it's going to start finding all of the typos. Okay, so then I would edit through there and then I would take this and I would upload it into WordPress. Just so I can say that I mentioned it, Surfer SEO is the tool that I do use now. So whenever I create content, I would take it and actually upload it into Surfer's content editor. And what it does is it lets me create SEO optimized content. So let me just show you an example here. I would put productivity, online productivity, create online editor. So it's going to tell me what a blog post should look like if it is targeting that topic. So online productivity. Normally I would have put more keywords. You should put like online productivity, comma, digital productivity, comma, productivity tools, whatever the keywords are that you're trying to rank for that post. But just for the sake of brevity on this video, I'm going to just keep it with this. And then I would just paste that content here. And then I would start to optimize it. For example, I'd put, all right, and then I would just keep working on this, trying to get the score to go up as high as possible. So that's how my workflow would be. All right, guys, that's basically it. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if this is something that you do as well. Also, like I said, the links to all the resources that I mentioned are down below. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.